17 years ago, I lost over 170 pounds in less than 9 months with no exercise, no gimmicks, and no surgery.
It's a special edition of Half Their Size.
You're eating pizza. What is it about your pizza?
I love the concept of this, though, which is he's eating real fresh food that he prepares for himself.
With special guest, Dr. Travis Stork from The Doctors to take us through bizarre diets like this one.
This sounds a little strange, I know, seeing just your facial reaction there. Seems like a lot of starch here. To reconnecting with our half their size weight loss winners who have kept it off for more than 10 years.
Through hard work and dedication, I lost over 130 pounds by cutting out fast foods, sugars, baked goods, and soda.
Hey, good morning, everybody. As you can see, today is an extra special episode of People Now. We're very excited.
That's right. Host of The Doctors, Dr. Travis Stork, is joining us for our Half Their Size special. Welcome back, Dr. Travis.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so great.
Appreciate it.
There's a ton to get to with Dr. Travis. He's going to be with us for the entire episode today, sharing a lot of great tips as we feature the inspiring people who have lost half their size or more and have kept it off, starting with these 3 women. Watch.
Christina Jordan here, and I'm so excited because today you get to go with me to find out how I lost the weight, but also how I keep it off.
Hi, my name is Ashley and I lost 135 pounds on Nutrisystem, and I want to show you how I maintain a healthy lifestyle.
Hey everybody, my name is Lindita. As you can see, I'm in a gym currently. It has been a long night at the studio and I'm super tired, but this is not gonna stop me from working out.
Okay, so I'm a student at Silicon Valley State University studying pre-nursing, and when I'm on campus, I come here to work out at the fitness center.
So after a long day of exercising and long night at the studio, I decided to have me a light meal. So I decided to have some salmon and eggs and topped with mushrooms and tomatoes and onions. It's light, but it's really, really tasty.
If you are struggling with your weight, don't worry. You've got this. Because if I can do it, you can do it too.
This is a choice you make, and I've made this choice. I'm never going back. If I can do it, you can do it too. Never give up, my friends.
Wow, okay, I love all 3 of them. And it's so cool because combined they lost nearly 400 pounds total.
Really
That's
is impressive. Yeah, it's incredible.
So Dr. Travis, let's talk about Lindita first. Okay, so as a recording artist, she has a very unusual schedule, but she always gets to the gym and works really hard. What's the best time of day to hit the gym?
Kudos to her. Best time of day is when you can make it. And it doesn't always have to be the gym. You know, it can literally be, if you don't have time for the gym in a given day, just finding activity. Because the reality is we all have unusual schedules.
Yeah, right.
And if you're gonna say, okay, the best time to work out is in the morning, well, if you have to work in the morning, then I'm telling you don't work out. And so I love what she's doing. She's setting this precedent for others and saying, look, this is when I can do it, and I'm gonna do it religiously and consistently, and that works for her.
So ideally, someone's trying to lose weight, how often should they work out each day?
So the beauty of losing weight is that the working out is not as important as the food you're eating, but it gets back to consistently. And if you can do something active for 30 minutes every day, that's probably the ideal for losing weight.
That's incredible.
Yeah, in the video, we see Lindita going out for salmon and egg scramble after her workout.
Which looked delicious.
Yes, it did.
Good for her. Good for
What is
her.
the best time to eat in relation to when you work out?
Well, you definitely, after a workout, you want to replenish some of the carbohydrates that you burned off. Also, the protein is so good, obviously, if you've broken down that muscle tissue. And so I always tell people, look, within 30 minutes to an hour after workout, having a nice, healthy snack, and the salmon on the eggs?
Oh
I mean, just forget about it.
Sign me up.
Yeah, me too. All right, Ashley is another woman we saw featured in that video. She lost 135 pounds. She's keeping it off while in college, which is remarkable. We all know that people do tend to gain weight when they leave home, go to school. What is your advice to college-age kids to keep off that freshman 15 that everyone struggles with? That's a tough one, right?
You know what? In college, you have to become an independent pioneer. You do,
No,
because
it's really true.
it's the group. I mean, we've been through that, right?
The group think, right? The group
Yeah,
mentality.
the group mentality is it's 3 a.m. and someone orders the heaviest pizza pie in the house,
Or
and the
Taco
pizza
Bell
shows
runs
up,
at
and
3
Taco Bell
a.m.
runs.
Doritos, look out.
Yeah. So, you know, you have to, in some ways, you have to be the ringleader. And so find a few other people with you. And whenever everyone else may be eating that, you've got your own healthy snack. And at the end of the day, look, it doesn't mean you can never splurge. That's part of the college experience. But I think if you're wanting to maintain weight loss, you've got to always have healthy snacks in your dorm room.
Yeah.
And we had a little mini fridge, and I'm dating myself. I graduated college 23 years ago. But we had a little mini fridge there, and I was starting to get into health and wellness, and I would always keep these little healthy snacks in there. My friends would make fun of me because I would make tuna fish sandwiches, which, you know, tuna fish smells.
Yeah, right.
So they're like, Travis, what are you doing?
It would have paid off. in the long
Yeah,
run.
it definitely did.
So Ashley actually lost the weight using Nutrisystem. What are the advantages and disadvantages of using meal planning services?
I think meal planning services can be a great jump starter. Over the long term, I really think it's important for people to engage in their own cooking so that they know how to do it on their own. But again, meal planning service can be such a great way to start to structure the way you eat and portion control. And then using that as a jump start to, I say, look, one of the most fun parts of once you lose weight and start to eat healthy is getting creative in the kitchen and learning that good food that's good for you doesn't have to taste bad.
Good advice. All right, third woman featured in that video was Christina Jordan, who you actually interviewed on The Doctors. Let's take a quick look at that.
What's really cool about your story is how much changed even beyond your body. I'm just really proud of everything you've accomplished.
Thank you. It's amazing. It really does start on the inside. It starts with just being ready to believe that you can do this, that you can change, and I almost gave up. I tried 100 times. This was truly the 101 time.
From The Doctors, which is also our Toyota People Pick of the Day. So Dr. Travis, very moving to hear she tried 100 times and then succeeded. How inspired were you by this story?
It really is incredible.
I really was impressed, and not only that, what I love is on stage, I even told her this, you know, she made health her hobby. And now she's helping others make it their hobby. And she did it the right way. And she is so into health and nutrition and inspiring others now. And it's a little bit like quitting smoking, right? You may not succeed the first time you try to lose weight, but the second time you might. And it's all about learning these little tips like Christina did.
So I guess maybe further into that point, what's your advice for someone who is making a little progress, falling back into those bad habits? What's your advice for them to finally get over that hurdle?
Well, you have to figure out what habits you're going to enjoy that are also good for you. So for instance, some people will say, I can't stick to a diet because I just love carbs too much. And I say, okay, well then we're not going to give up carbs. You don't need to give up carbs. We're going to give up the bad carbs, the white breads, the white pastas, and we're going to go exclusively with the whole grain breads, the whole grain pastas, and do portion control. And all of a sudden for them, they'll let out this deep, relieving sigh of, oh, I don't have to give up carbs?
Like
Maybe I can do this.
Yeah.
So you can't give up the things you love the most completely because you're going to fail.
I feel like I've learned so much already, but we're just getting started, which is really exciting. Coming up, Dr. Travis is breaking down some bizarre diets that have led people to drop some serious pounds, including a man who lost over 100 pounds eating pizza. Sounds very too good to be true. We'll be right back.
This is King Cutie in People. His Royal Highness Prince George Alexander Louis of Cambridge. These are George's parents, George's home, his Nana, the Queen, and his staff of 644 Englishmen. This is George's dog Lupo, who inspired his favorite book, The Adventures of the Royal Dog Lupo, one George will share now that he's a big brother. People. The details make the story. Don't miss this week's People.
You're eating pizza. What is it about your pizza and ingredients?
It is only flour, water, some salt, sea salt, and I use a teaspoon of yeast for 50 pound bag. The whole pie is around 570 calories. I calculate my BMI, so I say, okay, this is my daily calories, 3,000 calories for me because I'm 6'6", and decided to substitute one meal with an all pie pizza.
It looks so good. That was Italian chef Pasquale Cozzolino talking to me about how he lost over 100 pounds eating his insanely delicious pizza for lunch every day. And Pasquale is just one of the success stories featured in People's Half Their Size special issue, who are opening up about losing weight with some pretty bizarre diets.
I can't believe this.
I know.
Dr. Travis, but let's jump into his pizza diet. It does sound too good to be true. So he said that he calculated his BMI. Since he's 6'6", he had a 3,000 calorie a day diet, allowing him to have the 570 calorie pizza. Does the math check out to you?
Well, that's why we have to remember, everyone out there, most of us aren't 6'6", and not as big as he is. So I love the concept of this, though, which is he's eating real fresh food that he prepares for himself. I wouldn't recommend this diet for everyone else, but having said that, I have a saying. If you make pizza the right way, ideally thin crust, whole grain dough, it can become an awesome pizza or vegetable delivery system. Pizza can be a delivery system for all these great veggies. You just don't want to go overboard. And obviously he's found what works for him. I might call it the once a week pizza for lunch diet.
Okay, right.
So you don't have to give up your favorite food. Every day?
Yeah, well, just in terms of variety, you want to like change it up a little. Anyway,
like you said, fresh ingredients is kind of key here. I mean, does it break down to like if you're using fresh ingredients, that's going to help you with your diet?
Well, and when it comes to overall health, absolutely. A lot of it's calories, but I will say one of the great things when I see people make fresh food, what's interesting is sometimes they don't overeat as much because you don't want the food scientists to take hold of your taste buds. Little secret for people watching right now. You know, anything you buy that's processed, there's probably a food scientist somewhere who figured out the exact combination of chemicals, salt, sugar to make you addicted to it.
To hook you in.
To hook you in, as opposed to, you know.
There's no doubt about it. It is a little creepy. But then once you like learn to taste those fresh ingredients, there's nothing better. All right, but let's move on to this. Another pretty interesting weight loss diet. This plan blows my mind. Christine Daugherty says she lost 54 pounds by eating from Taco Bell's Fresco menu, the option where there's no sour cream or cheese. How good for you are those sort of, quote, healthy options when it comes to fast food? You take away something like the sour cream or whatever.
Look, at the end of the day, you're going to eat something and make it as healthy as possible, and I would never begrudge someone who's lost weight. However they accomplish it, it does come down to how many calories are you eating, how often are you eating those calories. My big thing is absolutely switching in things like salsa in place of sour cream. If you can do that consistently, every day you're probably saving 100 to 200 calories. So you're going to lose weight. But the one thing I'm going to say is this, is I believe variety is the spice of life. And diets that focus on just one type of food and focusing on eating that and just that type of food, no matter what it is, whether it be pizza or fast food, that's not my style.
Sure.
But kudos to her, it worked.
Other than Taco Bell, any other fast food recommendations that could be sort of more healthy alternatives?
Well, I talk about this in my recent book. If I'm going to go eat quote unquote fast food, I will go somewhere like a Chipotle or Qdoba where I can pick and choose what I want on my plate. And instead of doing a burrito with that really high calorie tortilla, I'll do a bowl with a little bit of brown rice and beans and a lot of the fresh vegetables and peppers. So if you can control how they're making your meal, you're going to do a lot better.
Yeah,
you can
that makes
pick and
sense.
choose. So that's what I do.
All right, our last bizarre diet is Andrew Taylor's, who's lost 114 pounds under a doctor's supervision by, get this, eating mainly boiled, mashed, or baked potatoes. This sounds a little strange, I know, seeing just your facial reaction there. Seems like a lot of starch here.
A lot of starch.
Is this actually a healthy option? Would you personally recommend it? I can already tell by your face.
You hate it. You literally hate it.
Not a fan.
Look, again, to each their own, but one of the things love mashed potatoes. Honestly, Thanksgiving, that's what I want the most.
Yeah, as part of a plate of other things.
But I'll tell you, the big flaw here for me is I tell people eat the colors of the rainbow because of all those antioxidants. So potatoes, aren't inherently bad, but if that's all you're going to eat, you're missing out on all those other nutrients. So work for him, but I would never recommend this to anyone, ever.
So after hearing about some of these pretty interesting diets, Dr. Travis, can you say there's really one right or wrong way about losing weight? It sounds like it's more like figure it out based on your preferences. Is that sort of where we're leaning?
I think it's why most people fail a lot of times is because they're trying to fit someone else's framework into their own life. And if you're someone, even using the pizza diet as an example, let's just say that was the perfect diet. Well, if you don't like pizza, you're screwed.
Yeah, done. It's over, right.
So you've got to figure out and take some of your favorite foods. And what I do is I'll make little switches. So if you're a burger and fries guy, you make little switches to make it healthier. You got to figure out what you love, make it healthier, and then you can do that for the rest of your life. And you're going to succeed in the long term.
I love it. All right, well, Dr. Travis isn't going anywhere, so stay with us because we're revisiting some inspiring stories of people who have kept their weight off for 10 years, and we're also revealing just how they did it.
This is Jennifer Lawrence in People. This is Jennifer photobombing Taylor Swift, and Sarah Jessica Parker, and Liam Hemsworth. This is Jared Leto in People, photobombing Anne Hathaway, and Reese sneaking one in on Sophia and Joe. This is Dustin Hoffman, photobombing the dame herself, Judi Dench, proving that while we all love the fashion of the red carpet, it's people who steal the show. People, the details make the story. Don't miss this week's People.
Guys, we are back with the Doctor's host, Dr. Travis Stork, who graciously agreed to be with us for our entire Half Their Size special. Any regrets yet? Are you happy?
No, I'm having a ball.
Right, we're rolling through here.
Great
Well,
time.
People's Half Their Size special issue features some great updates from people who were previously highlighted in the magazine and have kept their half their size weight off for over 10 years. Watch this.
I'm Roberta Tabb, and I've been half my size for over 10 years. Through hard work and dedication, I lost over 130 pounds by cutting out fast foods, sugars, baked goods, and soda. These days, I meal prep. I create recipes that are usually less than 5 ingredients, and I infuse water. Invest in some great mason jars. They're good for freezing things, and they're great for your infused water. Start. Keep starting as many times as it takes, as long as it takes. Just start.
All right, thank you, Roberta, for sending in that update. Travis, Roberta says that meal prep has been crucial for maintaining her weight loss. What's your advice for busy people trying to lose weight and avoid unhealthy meals?
Yeah, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail when it comes to this. So I love that. If you plan out, and I'll tell people all the time, if you're busy, plan out the week ahead. You can shop on the weekend, and what's great is so many healthy foods. You can go ahead and pre-prep them. Either put them in the fridge, in the freezer, and by planning out, you're going to be successful because when that, you know, when you're crunched on time and you don't have a healthy option available because you haven't planned, you're going to make the wrong choice.
Can I say this? Crock pot meals. You
Oh,
put that crock pot on at the weekend, and you can spread that out all week long. Delicious.
It's so good.
Problem solved.
You just throw
I love
stuff in it. It's so fun.
All right, we have another half their size 10 years later update. Watch this.
Tyrell Starks was first featured in People in 2006 after going from 308 pounds to half his size at the age of 24. Now 35 years old, Tyrell became a trainer who says he's still constantly learning about his body. Tyrell tells People, the very first time I was in People, I was 24, had an amazing metabolism, and could bounce back easily. Now that I've recently turned 35, my body's not recovering the same way. But Tyrell is keeping a positive outlook for himself and his clients. He says it's all about being healthy. The nice body is just a perk of living a healthy life. I think a lot of people have it backward. Don't compare yourself to anybody.
Okay, so when Tyrell updated People on his life, he opened up about how it's more difficult for him to maintain his weight loss now at 35 compared to when he originally lost the weight at 24. Why do people's metabolisms slow down as they get older? It's so depressing. I know.
I wish I was 35. I'll tell ya. So, two things. Number one, yeah, there are hormonal changes as you get older, so your metabolism will naturally slow down. But what's beautiful, and Tyrell is smart to acknowledge that, yeah, you might need to cut back on some of the size of your meals. But what's really cool is if you stick with it, your metabolism actually will not decline as it will if you, let's say, get really sedentary. If you maintain lean muscle mass, all those things can help keep that metabolism up. So eating healthy, staying active, ironically, you can keep a fast metabolism into your 50s, 60s, 70s. We've all seen them. The 80-year-old out there who is fit as a fiddle and still has lean muscle mass.
No, absolutely.
It's because they maintain their metabolism.
In like the cycling world, I do a lot of cycling, and there are old guys out there who are just like hammering away. So I guess to that point, what's your advice for people in terms of adjusting their exercise and diet and sort of making up for that metabolism dip?
Well, I know in my own life, I probably eat half as much now as I did when I was 20. And so I think look, I'm not big on weighing yourself every day, but I do think if you're eating the exact same way that you were 10 years ago and you're seeing a few pounds creep on over the course of a year, just dial back just a little bit. Maybe the amount of cheese you put on your salad, just dial it back a little bit, and then you'll find this nice, happy equilibrium, because it's very slow. It may not be noticeable until you're like, well, wait a minute, this isn't fitting quite as well, but I'm eating the same, and it could just be slight slowing of your metabolism.
All right, well, we've got one more 10 years later update. Take a look at this.
17 years ago, I lost over 170 pounds in less than 9 months with no exercise, no gimmicks, and no surgery. No pills. It's all about changing you inside, changing how you eat, what you eat, when you eat it, and how much you do.
All right, Trisha says that consistency has been the key to maintaining her weight loss. She's eaten the same way for 17 years. Big meal in the morning, medium-sized lunch, small dinner with snacks. What's the benefit of a diet like that?
Well, for her, that it works.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing we're learning in all these stories is consistency and planning are key. And no doubt about it, look, it does matter how many calories you're eating during a day, but you don't want your biggest meal to be right before you go to bed, because by having a big breakfast, you're doing a few things. You're less likely to eat later in the day or overeat, and you're giving yourself energy. And we undermine that. What is food? The purpose is to provide us with energy. And you want energy to accomplish all the work you have to do during the day, not to sleep at night. So I do like someone who, I don't like massive breakfasts because you don't want to have a gut bomb, but having a nice filling breakfast, healthy breakfast, I think is one of the best ways you can start your day.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense, finding that routine that works for you. My stomach currently rumbling right now. It's perfect, because next we are moving to the demo table where there's real food that we might very well eat. Travis will have some healthy and delicious food options. Don't go anywhere.
This is Jennifer Aniston, who told people her beauty secret. It's called water. This is Julia Roberts, who confessed her $1 million beauty treatment. It's called sleep. This is Courtney, who escapes to the spa. And Michelle, who swears by good lighting. And this is Beyonce, who woke up like this. These are people's insider trading tips to beauty from the world's most beautiful people. The details make the story. Don't miss this week's People.
All right, we are back with the Doctor's host, Dr. Travis Stork. He's been with us through the entire show, breaking down everything from bizarre diets to inspiring weight loss journeys from people's half their size special issue. Now he's going to give us some simple tips in order to eat better every day.
I'm super pumped already. I'm telling you what, this is. I can see the challenges that are presented.
I
I smell the challenges.
Every day.
Pretty delicious food here. Things that are easy to reach for when you're feeling really hungry and just kind of that impulsive moment. You're going to walk us through some simple swap outs. So let's start here.
Swaps are key.
The cheeseburger and fries is like the go-to, right?
Yeah, if you get this in front of you, you want it so badly. So one of the things that I use, I swap. I actually love, there's some of these great veggie burgers now at the market where they're loaded with veggies. Read the ingredients list. The first 3 or 4 ingredients should be vegetables. And what I'll do is I'll make them scrumptious. I'll put on some organic cheese, avocados. You're seeing here some hummus. Load them up with veggies, even salsa, hot sauce, mustard, whatever you like. And then you can do some sweet potato fries, but actually what I use a lot of times, have you guys ever had bean-based chips?
No.
I never have.
Like Bonitos, I will do that as my side.
Oh,
and
nice.
the difference between this and that, honestly, the biggest difference is this has tons of nutrients, but it's also loaded with fiber.
Got it.
So sweet
If you're
potatoes
full
are
of it.
good for you, because I'm always wondering if that's true or not.
I personally, that's a treat for me. Sweet potato fries are a treat for me.
Okay, so
But they're
better than
they're a little
fries.
better than.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you got the great nutrients.
And by the way, me and my wife have been eating these veggie burgers. Fantastic. They're really good. Even the frozen ones.
They're so
really
easy
good.
to make.
All right, let's move on to one of my guilty pleasures, the soda.
Always drinking this at all
well,
times.
not at all times, but it is
A little
it's my
lot.
treat.
Every
this is
day,
my
though,
gift.
every
This is
day.
my gift. Every day, maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe more. Doesn't matter how many, but what can we swap it out with?
So I always have sparkling water in the fridge. But one of the things that you can also do at home, and I'll do this, is fruit infused water. And it can either be flat water or sparkling water. But I'll throw in all sorts of fruits tropical fruits, you see strawberries, citrus fruits, and it just gives us this really nice sweet flavor that's not overpowering. And yeah, it's different than soda because it's not as much sugar.
Yeah, but it's got the carbonation if you do.
It's got the carbonation, and over time, and look, I used to drink a soda during every ER shift.
Oh my gosh.
Right, so but now that I've switched, I drink a soda and it tastes way too sweet too.
Yeah, well.
And this also looks very beautiful.
I like what you've done, but
Yes,
it's very hard for me to get rid of.
Other than water, is fresh juice a fair replacement?
I would actually I would dilute the juice because juice is really high in sugar as well. So yeah, I'll put some, for instance, you can take orange juice or apple juice and you actually add it to sparkling water. And a lot of times I'll do like a third juice, 2/3 sparkling water, and it will give you this nice effervescence. And but juice, don't forget, juices can get real high in sugar.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on here, last one for the sweet tooth who wants a cupcake, piece of cake after dinner. What is the better option here? To me, it's like I may as well just eat this before I eat that entire bar of chocolate.
Jeremy, the difference between these two, Andrea, back me up. That's a treat, right?
Yes, this is a
That's
treat.
actually good for you.
Really?
Yes.
Dark chocolate is actually good for us. Every night,
If I eat this entire thing, is it good
Well,
for
no,
me?
you're
Because
not
that's
gonna be able to
probably
eat
what
the
I
whole
would do,
thing.
guys.
Yeah, how much of this could we actually have a night? Because I know you were saying that you eat dark chocolate every night.
Almost every night, and I'll do like a little salted dark chocolate with almonds or maybe some coconut in there. And it's actually, again, it gets back to this. Because I've trained the way I eat and I enjoy real foods now, the dark chocolate actually tastes better to me.
I know, you're talking like
a square or two.
This?
I mean, yeah, and look, that's a really thick piece of dark chocolate.
Yes.
So that,
It's a
that
treat.
much, okay.
It's a treat.
There it is.
But again,
Wow,
we talked earlier in the show, if you're 6'6", you can have an extra square.
Okay, good.
But it's good for you, though. It's good for you,
Okay.
though.
High in
Well, great.
antioxidants, and dark chocolate actually has fiber in it.
All right, I'm on board.
I'll take
I'm on board. Okay, you just take that then
away.
with your soda. All right, well, thank you so much to Dr. Travis for being here and for all these tips and tricks. I'm feeling pretty motivated. Are you?
I'm motivated.
I know. And for all you need to know on fitness, health, and everything in between, make sure to check your local listings for The Doctors, airing every weekday, and also pick up his book, The Lose Your Belly Diet, right now.
All right, guys, and to read more about everything that we've talked about in today's show, don't forget to check out People's Special Edition, Half Their Size issue. We will see you next time.
See ya.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Thank
I appreciate
you.
it. Enjoyed it.
Hey YouTube! Don't forget to like this video and leave a comment if you enjoyed it. And for more people now, click on the subscribe button down here.
And check out more great video right now by clicking on one of these links.